Okay, what I want to do here is show you how to replace this flat white sky with this really dynamic looking color sky. And I want to show you how to do it completely with blend modes. When you have a sky like this, which is mostly white or really very light grays, you don't really have to do a selection and cut out all these little intricate areas and then delete the sky and then add in a different sky. You can blend the sky into this area without any problem whatsoever. It's very fast and it's very efficient. The first thing you want to do is on this image. Now this is really a color image that we've got the gray, the color information desaturated. So I've saturated it down to just black and white, but it's still a color image. You want to take the background layer over here in your layer stack, and you want to right click on it, and you want to create a layer from the background, which is layer 0. You probably don't have to do that, but I always do in case I need to swap positions. And then you want to take this sky and place it in this layer stack. And to do that, we're just going to do a Control All, which selects the entire image, a Control C, which copies it, and then a Control V, which pastes it into this image. Now this box comes up because the two color profiles are different. One's our Adobe RGB 998 and one is Epson Standard RGB Gamma 1.8. That doesn't matter. We're just going to say, okay, let her come in anyway. So what we want to do is get this. Now you notice over here in your layer stack, have layer 0, and we have layer 1, which is the sky. And we want to transform the sky and fill up this area that's, got some blank space in it. And so now what we have is the sky over top of the photograph. Now I'm going to use the move tool and move this sky so that it is just below the tree line here on the picture, right there. And at the same time, I'm going to go up here and I'm going to pull a guide down so that it's at the bottom of the sky. So I know where the bottom of the sky is because you'll need that later. Now, once you get on this layer, you want this area over here in the layer stack that has normal in it. That is the blend mode, which is normal. We want it to be multiply. And what multiply does is it takes anything that's white or light, almost white, and it makes it sort of transparent. White is transparent, and the more gray you get, the less transparent it is. So that sky was not completely white. So the sky here is kind of, I would say dingy is a good word for it. But it blends it perfectly. You get a nice edge for the tree lines. You have all the structure that's in front of the sky showing, and you have a little bit on the water tower, which is white, showing some sky. We'll deal with that in a minute. So what you really want to do now is adjust the sky so that it looks normal. And I do that first since this is a black and white picture, I'm going to take the color out of it. So I'm going to do a Control U, which is color, hue, and saturation, and lower the saturation of the sky so that it's all the color is out of it, and it's basically black and white. Then I'm going to do a Control L, which is levels, and I'm going to lighten the sky to match the picture. And to do that, you move this slider to the left until it looks as though, and then you might want to use the center slider till it looks like it matches the photograph, which it does. And so that's great. Now right here where this line is that we pulled down, that's the bottom of the sky picture. If I take away that, you'll see. And what that does, what the sky picture does, and I'm going to move this down so you can see it, and I'm going to zoom in, is it leaves a faint line across there. And the best way to get rid of it is, if you're on that layer, just take an eraser and slowly, don't go above the tree line, just go across that till it's gone. And what I do is I just do that. And if there's anything funky looking, I erase it. Especially in white areas, because that's where it'll show through. You'll see that if I go over these trees, they'll become light in some areas. Okay, so there's that. First of all, we want to switch the orientation of the picture because the sun is coming from the left. If you look at the shadows, or it's almost high noon, but literally the shadows are pointing to the right. So the sun needs to be over on the left, and this picture has the sun on the right. So all you have to do that is select the layer, edit, transform, flip horizontal, and it flips the sky, the sun, to the other side. So now you have the picture, the sun's oriented correctly, and all we need to do is get rid of this on the water tower. So we take the eraser tool, we just go over the water tower container and erase that. And I think we're good. I might do one more thing. This area right here, this little black area right here, it's kind of bothers me. So I would, and this is, preferably, your own preference, and I would take the clone tool or the stamp tool, however you want to call it, select something over here in the cloud, and then I would just kind of go over that, cause it kind of got on my nerves a little bit. And there you have it. Now you have a perfectly good picture. No white sky, very dramatic sky now, and something presentable.